What's going on, everybody? It is time for the weekly Sillage Scents live stream. I got so much gray in my beard. I'm getting old, but at least I got fragrances to make me feel better. I tell my wife all the time, this hobby is aromatherapy. So if you're sad, just buy some fragrances. That's all you got to do. Well, today I've got some of the stuff I have been wearing. I do have some new pickups, just a couple, but I'm actually waiting on a bunch of stuff that hopefully by next Friday I'll have a big pile of new pickups in. But this week they're running kind of scarce. I was out of town last week for my kids' spring break, yada yada. So I don't have a ton of new stuff, but I do have way more things I've been wearing that are weather appropriate that I'm loving, way more than I'll be able to get to in this video. So as you are joining the stream, go ahead and comment so I can see who is here with us. And what I'll do is I'll talk about a couple fragrances. I'll go to your questions and comments and then go back and forth a little bit, probably until around the time my home erupts into the sound of noisy kids, and then I'll probably have to end the stream. So, all right, here we go. So a couple of the new pickups that I wanted to mention. First up, this is one I actually did a video on. I think it came out earlier this week. But I mentioned, I think last Friday, that I got a really cool, this is not the fragrance, but this is the lead into the fragrance. Got a really cool pickup from Dua that I'm really loving. You can see I've only had it 2 weeks and I've worn a lot of it already, but this is actually an alternative to Plum and Cognac from Scents of Wood. And as I was kind of looking into this fragrance thinking, man, this stuff is amazing, it's expensive, even the Dua is a little expensive. Is there a cheaper alternative? I found out that Latafa has done kind of a inspired, heavily inspired, you know, almost clone of the same fragrance, Plum and Cognac by Scents of Wood, and it's this one right here. Look at this little bitty box. I didn't actually realize exactly how small it was whenever I bought it, but you open up this little treasure box and inside you find this, and this is actually pretty cool. Latafa and a lot of these brands do this, but they're normally available more in the Middle East than they are here. You don't have to buy the big 100 ml. They do smaller bottles. Most of the big brands do this, you know, the big clone brands. So there's a little 20 ml of Al Jahara, and this was $16.79, which is amazing. It even comes with the little travel spray atomizer. These things are like, you know, $6 or $7 by themselves, so it's a really good deal. And I don't mind the little bottle. I mean, I didn't want the big gaudy, you know, full-size bottle. The niche Emirati fragrances, they have like metal and glass. They're real heavy, and I didn't need that. So anyway, again, this is an alternative to the same fragrance that this one's an alternative to, which is Plum and Cognac. The big difference between these two, the Dua and the Latafa here, is obviously Plum and Cognac is a boozy fragrance. Funny though, it actually has rum, I believe, instead of cognac. Go figure. And the Latafa doesn't really have the boozy note. It's definitely missing that, but it does have that gorgeous plum spiciness. It is a sweet, spicy plum fragrance. It's actually very good, and I've really been loving it. And this one, even though I've only had it about a week, it has gotten way stronger. Maybe I've had it 2 weeks, but it's gotten a lot stronger since I got it. And that is so common with these Middle Eastern fragrances. They sit usually for a couple weeks, even up to a month. They get better and they get stronger usually. You know, the fragrance oils break down a little bit. They're more concentrated. And anyway, so I've been loving this stuff. Again, I did a video on it, I think, that came out maybe the beginning of the week, maybe even the end of last week. But there you have it. Really good stuff from Latafa. Another one that I got in last week, or maybe the week before, but I missed the live stream last week because I was traveling. Did I miss it? Yeah, I think I missed the live stream. But anyway, this one's really cool. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. This is Berlinetta from Maison Alhambra. You can tell by looking at it, it's one of their Byredo dupes. They have a whole line of Byredo dupes. And this one is, this one's an alternative to Bibliothèque, which is a plum leather fragrance. And so that is really good stuff. Plum and leather, that's what you get with this one. And it is, you know, it's sweet, but it's not overkill on the sweetness. And the leather, it's kind of like a suede leather, like a soft suede leather mixing with the plum. Very, very good combination. Definitely is working in the spring, but things are heating up around here. I live in South Carolina. It's getting hotter. I think I'm coming to the end of the weather that works very well for this, but in the evenings, of course, and around the house, I'll still wear it. If you follow my channel, you know that I have just been diving deep into the note of plum. Anything I can find with plum in it, I've been getting a hold of. And I've actually got a number of things coming in over hopefully the next week that I'm excited to show you guys as well, a couple of which feature the note of plum. So anyway, some things that are a little more weather appropriate, some of the things I've been wearing. This one right here is an oldie but a goodie. If you don't have this one, it's super cheap now. You could probably get it for 25 bucks, and it is excellent. It's what I'm wearing today. I've been running around all day, and it is, I think it's like 85 or something here, 83 to 85 degrees. And this right here, Latafa Mahir Legacy. This is a Parfums de Marley Sedley dupe, and it's pretty good. It's pretty similar to Sedley. It's a little more spicy than Sedley, but it's got the same kind of a profile. It's like a sweet citrus mint fragrance primarily with some kind of ambroxan freshness, and it's got a little bit of a warm spiciness, maybe from cardamom or something like that. So it's actually very good. I've really been enjoying it. As I said, I'm wearing it today. Let me know in the chat if you have this one. It's been out for probably a year and a half or so, but man, it is one of the best, you know, spring, summer, cheapy pickups that I could possibly recommend. But I love, you know, I love the original. I love the Parfums de Marley. It's really good stuff. So let me hit a couple of your questions here. Let's see. William Rodriguez, Plum and Cognac Vintage is really good. Now, is Plum and Cognac Vintage, is that the actual name of the Scents of Wood fragrance, or is that something different? Let me know. And if anybody knows of another dupe of Plum and Cognac, then please let me know. I really love the Dua. I probably won't buy another bottle of it, but if I knew of another alternative to the fragrance, I would buy it probably today. Like, I love that DNA. So anyway, somebody's, let's see, Karthik Raja says, you have cut or uncut. I think you're talking about my hair. Yes, I did get a haircut. I got each of them cut, actually, just a couple hours ago. Louis says, hi. Hey, man, what's going on? We've got... let's see who else we got. We've got F. Torre. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. And again, I'm just going to go through some of the stuff I've been wearing. This one. Now, this is another one. This is an ultra cheapie. This is like the cheapest fragrance you will ever buy that is worth a crap. This stuff is fire. You probably won't believe it. This right here from Parfums Belcam. I mean, look how much I've worn of this bottle. This is GO Blue, or as I like to say, OG Blue. But this is supposed to be an alternative to, I'm blanking. It's supposed to be an alternative to, wow, it just went straight out of my brain. Acqua di Gio Profondo. And so I think Profondo's been reformulated now. So this is like, it came out maybe 4 years ago or so. So it's that older formulation. It's a beautiful aromatic blue fragrance. It's sort of an herbal, fresh, spicy, aromatic blue. The Acqua di Gio has a very distinct mineral note, almost like the smell of wet rocks. This one doesn't have that. It's missing the mineral note, but other than that, it's very similar to Acqua di Gio Profondo. But the point is, it is a killer, cheap blue fragrance. You want something to like throw in your car or your gym bag. It always smells good, any situation. It's easily a 7-hour fragrance, and $9 on Amazon. You know, you're gonna pay less than $10 for this, and I would put it up against, I mean, honestly, Bleu de Chanel. I mean, I would put it up against, again, the Acqua di Gio fragrances, obviously, you know, Dylan Blue, Sauvage. It's that type of a fragrance, but it is dirt cheap. It's so good. So anyway, consider checking that one out if you are not too much of a fragrance snob to wear Belcan. All right, here's another one. Now this one works really well in the spring. This one is an OG. Do you recognize this bottle? This is Gioveni Pie. This is basically vanilla fabric softener. It is like a fresh, clean fabric softener fragrance with vanilla. When this fragrance came out, which I think it came out in the 80s, it was considered like a very sweet men's fragrance. Nowadays, compared to any, men's fragrance that's considered sweet, this is not a sweet fragrance at all. But this is such a, comforting, pleasant, very much a crowd pleaser. Everybody thinks it smells good. You just smell clean and kind of like vanilla. I mean, it is perfect for the spring. Once it warms up a little more, I don't know that this one's going to work well, but if you want basically vanilla fabric softener, Gioveni Pie, this is what you want to get a hold of. A couple that are newer releases that I've been enjoying a lot. This one right here, Zakat Z25. This is, as though you couldn't tell by looking at it, this is a Bleecker Street alternative. So Bond number 9 Bleecker Street. It's actually very good. It's very close to Bleecker Street. This is a blueberry, citrus, leather, and grass scented fragrance. There's a very distinct kind of green grassiness. There's a very clear leather note. And then there's that fruity blueberry with some kind of tart citrus. It's like, it was made for spring, and it actually works well in the summer as well. I've got 3 or 4 dupes of Bleecker Street now, but as far as like bang for your buck, like dollar value, this is, I think, about 30 bucks on Amazon. It's got good performance. It's very accurate, easily in that 85 to 90% accuracy, and it's just so very good. Milestone does one as well, or maybe it's Emperor. It's the... Yeah, I think it might be Emperor, but they do one as well. I haven't tried that one, but I've heard that the performance on that one isn't as good. They're in a similar price range. They're both for sale on Amazon, so I just went with this one. But anyway, really good stuff. Zakat Z25. They actually do a whole series of Bond number 9 dupes. So does Emperor. All right, let's see. What are your thoughts on Latafa Najdia? The original Najdia I don't have. I think that one was a dupe, but I don't remember. Maybe it was like Ultramall or something like that. So I don't have that one. But Nauseia Intense is actually really good. That's a Le Beau Paradise Garden dupe, and it's really good. It's a little more kind of minty aromatic than Paradise Garden, but it's still 85% similar. It's got very good performance, actually, easily 8 hours plus. So Nauseia Intense, I actually think is really good. The actual name of a newer version of Plum and Cognac. Oh, cool. So there's a newer Plum and Cognac called Vintage. I didn't even know that existed, but I'm thinking about telling my wife I want Plum and Cognac for my birthday coming up in June next month. So we'll see, but I'll have to look into Vintage. That's very cool. Let's see, any latent clones that are worth it. There's a bunch of latent clones. One of them that I was wearing last night that is really good is this one. This is from a brand that does Extrait de Parfum clones. I'd never heard of them. Actually, one of you guys mentioned it in a comment in a video. You mentioned this brand recently, like this week. But this is LAYL Fragrances. This is Silk Noir. It's a very good clone of Layton. Very accurate. I've got wood. What's it called? One of the ones that everybody says is the best is Dusk by, what is the brand? Something Wood. I can't find the brand name, but anyway, this one. I don't know why I can't. My brain is blanking on everything today. This one's really good as well, but it's got a little bit more, it's a little more woody than the actual Layton is. This one is pretty much right down the line. I actually still love Al Haramain Detour Noir. I know that's been out a long time. It's dirt cheap. It's not quite as complex, obviously, as the $250 Layton, but I love it. I mean, it's a touch sweeter. I actually like that. The vanilla is a little more prominent. I like that. So I would say, if you want the cheapest, go with Detour Noir. It is excellent. If you want something that's kind of a step above, you could go with Alexandria. Has a very good dupe of Layton, which I've got on the shelf back here. This one, Dusk, is really good. I don't know why they don't put the brands on the labels for a lot of these. It literally does not have the brand on anywhere. It's something wood. It's not Sense of Wood, but it's something Woods. Oh, the Woods Collection. That's what it's called. The Woods Collection Dusk is very good, but it is actually a little more woody than Layton. That makes sense. Or if you just want a potent, Layton dupe, this one's really good. I wasn't planning on talking about this one, but after the video, I will add a link and a discount code for this one from LAYL Fragrances. It's Extrait de Parfum. It's got a little more oomph. All right, so a couple others that I've been really enjoying. This one, this one's probably been out for a year now, and it wasn't great when I got it, but now that it's sat on the shelf for a year, it is phenomenal. Let me know if you have this one in the chat. Aether Extrate by Fragrance World. Greenlee is one of the kind of quintessential Parfums de Marley freshies, and it's a very simple fragrance. You've got woods and you've got apple, and there's some citrus in there as well, some other things, but it's mostly like green apple and cedar. And this one was like green apple and a very almost screechy synthetic cedar whenever I got it. But now that it's macerated for, it was after about 3 or 4 months, I started to really like it. But it just gets better and better the longer I have it. And yeah, I mean, you would be hard pressed, unless you own Greenlee, you would be hard pressed to tell the difference between this and the actual Parfums de Marley. If you own it and you wear it all the time, maybe you probably could tell the difference, but it's just very close. All right, a couple more of your questions here. Let's see. James says, I tried the BH Polo Club and Oud. Oh, have I tried BH Polo Club Oud collection? I haven't. Beverly Hills Polo Club Oud collection. No, I haven't. Is it good? What do you think of it if you've tried it? Let's see. The Woods collection. Raphael's saying, yeah. They have Glow, which to me is the best Tuscan leather clone out there. Yeah, they do high-end clones. They are a little bit more expensive, but they're good. I think they even have a Carlisle clone, maybe something like that. But they've got some really good fragrances that are a step above. Ducky's Your Mom is saying, thoughts on Stronger With You Intensely. I like Stronger With You Intensely, but I actually end up wearing, I have Stronger With You and Intensely. I actually think I prefer Stronger With You. Intensely is just so very sweet that it limits, appropriate times and places you can wear it. I think the original Stronger With You, unless it's like 85 plus outside, you can wear it anywhere. It's got just enough aromatics and just enough woods to kind of, tame it down to where it's definitely sweet, and it is a compliment magnet, definitely a crowd pleaser, and it just works in every situation. So I like Intensely, but I end up not wearing it as much because it's so sweet. I love Original Stronger With You. I love Absolutely. I've got dupes of the others, Oud and Leather and Tobacco. I've got dupes of all of those. They're all great. They all smell pretty similar. Oud and Leather definitely have a distinct leatheriness that sets it apart. But all right, let's see. Makanza is saying Honor and Glory for winter. Yeah, Badi Al Oud Honor and Glory for winter is perfect. It's in the same family actually as Parfum de Marley Layton. It's sort of a vanilla creme brulee, warm, spicy, and very aromatic, fresh, spicy fragrance. So it's, doesn't smell like Layton, but it is exactly the same kind of fragrance profile. And I think it's perfect for winter, sweet and spicy. It does have a little bit of kind of like a wood saffron that will remind you a little bit of Oud for Greatness, but that's like the bottom 20% of the fragrance, and then the top 80% is something that'll put you in mind of Layton, in my opinion. So Conan 870 says, is Fragrance World Royal Blend Nero Extrate worth it if I already have Latafa Kawa? I have not tried Nero Extrate. The reason why is because I have so many things that are in the family of Angel Share and twists on Angel Share, and kind of, you know, whether you add some coffee like Kawa, whether you add some plum like DUMONT does these Barouge fragrances, and one of them, I think it's Spiritus, is an awesome Angel Share dupe where they added some plum. I think it's this one. Let's see. Nope, that's the Aventus dupe. Oh, Sillage. Barouge Sillage is my favorite Angel Share-esque fragrance because they added plum. And it is amazing. I know you're not asking about that one, but, you know, I only need so many things that smell exactly the same, and I probably have a dozen things in that category now, so I would have to find something really cheap, or, you know, I don't know what would make me pick up another fragrance in that profile. Let's see here. What else have we got from you guys? We've got Tony is saying, are all of them colognes expensive? No, most of what I've shown in this video are cheapies. So they are, you know, they're inspos or dupes or clones. They're a brand making something that smells like something else. So most of these are literally going to be a fraction of what you pay for the brand name. You know, a lot of them are 10% or less of what you would pay. This one is about, you know, 8% of what versus $250 from Byredo. That's kind of what I specialize in. I have a ton of designers and a decent collection of niche, but you guys don't watch videos that I do about designers and niche. I get way more views on clones, and so that's kind of what I've focused on. Plus, I love it myself. You know, they're cheap. I've got 4 kids, and, you know, I work 60 hours a week, 50 hours a week. So and I'm not a millionaire, so I will go with cheaper stuff. I enjoy that, and you guys definitely like it better as well. The only one of these that is brand name that I've shown so far is actually this one, and surprisingly, it's very cheap as well. It's an old fragrance from Givenchy, and on Amazon, be sure that you buy from a reputable seller. When you're buying brand name from Amazon and eBay, you can get ripped off easy. I have gotten so many fake fragrances from Amazon or eBay. So I usually go with retailers that I know. You know, a lot of the big websites where you can buy fragrances, a lot of them sell on Amazon or eBay, and a lot of the time they're cheaper on Amazon or eBay, especially if you've got Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. So anyway, I buy a lot of fragrances from Amazon, but you just have to be careful because you can't return fragrances. Sometimes if you call Amazon, you're a Prime member, they'll let you, but the policy is you can't return. All right. Oh, let me tell you this. So I was gone on vacation last week for my kids' spring break, and I rediscovered a fragrance, and it blew me away. I am telling you, this brand, I have been perpetually, you know, like in awe of this brand. So I took Fragbar's version of Paragon with me. And I had, you know, I've got several dupes or whatever of Paragon. I've got Latafa Al Neshama, I've got Vintage Radio. Initially, this fragrance smelled just like Vintage Radio, you know, like 90% the same. Al Neshama is a little more syrupy. Well, this is now macerated for a month, and it smelled, I mean, exactly like Paragon. It was so complex. It was like changing on my skin. I mean, it blew me away. It's the same way Fragbar's version of Tobacco Rose, I think, is way better than Fragrance World's Paradox Tribute. I think it's even better than generic Perfumes version of Tobacco Rose. And the cool thing about Fragbar is they are cheap. I have a discount code. I think it's just Sillage Scents, all one word. You get 10% off, and you can get a 30 ml of their niche dupes for like less than $25. And so anyway, I took this one with me. I'll put my discount codes in the description later. I wasn't thinking about talking about some of this stuff, so I didn't do it beforehand. But anyway, this is the best dupe of Paragon I have ever tried, without question. Let me know in the chat if you've tried any of Fragbar's stuff. I mean, it blew me away last week. I ended up wearing it almost every day. All right, we've got Ken says, do a 10 mil of Fortune for $20, clone of Zerjoff Naxos. Couldn't get any closer. Yeah, do a, you know, the sad truth is, even though you do pay a premium for their stuff, they're excellent. You know, they're Extrait de Parfum. They are very high quality. You know, I would say Alexandria is close. Alexandria, some of the fragrances I've gotten from them didn't perform awesome, although most of them do. And I would even say generic perfumes, which is, you know, a Middle Eastern brand. I think they ship from Kuwait. The juice is of a similar quality to Dua, in my opinion, but their packaging is much, you know, it's cheaper stuff. Like I actually have a couple of them here. Like this is Amber Sapphire. Generic Perfumes does everything. They do a dupe of everything. This is Boadicea the Victorious Amber Sapphire, which is kind of in the family of something like, man, why is my brain not working today? I'm sleep deprived for one, but, golly, sorry guys. I'll think of it in just a minute. It's, there's a woody fragrance that's sort of like the hipster fragrance of choice. Sandalwood, Santal 33. There we go, my brain. Anyway, this one is in the family of something like Santal 33. It's really good, but they're all really good. But the thing with generic perfumes, this is Blue Sapphire. This is one of my favorite fragrances out of about 600 bottles. This is literally probably top 5, definitely top 10. Generic Perfumes Blue Sapphire. It is amazing. This is a sweet citrus, rose, little bit of oud. It is just this magical kind of sweet, fruity fragrance with a very funky kind of rose and a little bit of oud. It is just unlike anything I have. I don't have anything that smells like this, but it is phenomenal. I would say it's primarily a rose fragrance, but with a crap load of sweetness and citrus. It is so very good. But, you know, generic perfumes, like look at the atomizer on the bottle. It's a little crooked. You know, their presentation leaves a little to be desired. So anyway, Dua is great, but there's others that are cheaper that I think are as good. So a little long-winded there. Let's see here. What else we got? Have I tried anything from Kingsgate? I have not. I have seen Kingsgate, but I haven't tried it. Let me hit a couple more fragrances. My family's home and it's getting noisy. You guys probably hear the dog barking. Here's another one that I've been trying to dig out fragrances I haven't worn in a long time. It's getting hot here and I'm trying to dip into some things I haven't worn in a while. This one is one of the freshest fragrances known to man. How many of you guys have this one? Starwalker. This is like, it's in the family of something like Versace, Fraiche, what's it called? Eau de Fraiche or Mano Fraiche. It's in the family of that, but it's got a bamboo note. It's like this sparkly, citrus, very clean, very fresh, sparkly fragrance. A lot like Mano Fraiche, but this one has a bamboo note. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than Versace Mano Fraiche. It's got a starfruit note. I think both this one and Mano Fraiche have that note. But anyway, really good stuff here. Starwalker. Maybe the starfruit is why they call it Starwalker. I might be mixing up the notes with Mano Fraiche, but this is another one that, you know, for spring and summer, if you like this style of fragrance, it's one of the best values you can possibly buy. So I probably should end there because, you know, the quality of the video is going to go downhill as everybody gets noisy. But let me hit last few comments or questions you guys got. Ken says he gets compliments on Starwalker. Yeah, people love fresh, clean smelling fragrances. This is hilarious, but I get compliments literally almost every time I go to a CVS. There's something about standing at that counter picking up a prescription. You know, you're about 4 feet away from the person. I don't know if it's the ventilation or what, but in a couple different CVS's, it's like anytime I go in there, they always get hit with my fragrance and I get compliments. But I like dark, spicy, you know, I like stuff that's a little funky. And those are not the biggest compliment fragrances, but whenever I wear something fresh, I wear something mass pleasing, right? You know, like something that you would get at your local mall. People love fresh fragrances. That's what gets a lot of compliments. Dior Sauvage is probably still my most complimented fragrance of all time. I like Sauvage. I know a lot of people hate on it, but let's see here. Thoughts on Kingdom's performance and sillage. Oh, Latafa Kingdom. Oh, it's awesome. I think Latafa, the Kingdom, which is a JPG Lamal Elixir dupe, I think the performance is almost on par with the JPG, and the JPG is monstrous. I think it is one of the best fragrances that Latafa has ever made, which is a big statement, but I've got the JPG, I've got the Latafa, I've got Rayhan's dupe, I've got, I think I might even have generic perfumes dupe, but it's the best in my opinion. Latafa the Kingdom is phenomenal. All right, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Give the video a like if you haven't done that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I've got videos coming out about every day or every other day. I do a live stream every Friday about this time. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.